What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of TEW Confrontational. My name is TEW Warkenthien. Here with my little brother, Evan Warkenthien. We're back at you with another episode of TEW Confrontational here. A lot of changes going on in the NFL. Trade deadline's coming up here on March 15th. So teams got to get below cap. Not trade deadline, but the cap restriction.
It's kind of like a cap deadline.
Right, they got to get below the cap, which is $245 million or something like that. But with that going on, a lot of changes going on with teams and people getting cut, people getting traded, like things of that nature. So we'll run through some of those topics. Some injuries with the NBA, with KD getting hurt, and kind of puts a whole kind of twist on what the outcomes of the NBA were looking like with that trade of Kevin Durant to the Suns and stuff like that. So we'll touch on a little bit of NBA. We got PGA as well. So we got the players going on. So we'll touch on a lot of the different topics here today. So let's just jump into it. Big thing that's going on stirring around is the Aaron Rodgers controversy. If you want to touch on that, we can just jump right into it.
You want to start with that?
Yeah, let's just start with Aaron Rodgers. I feel like that and Lamar Jackson are probably the two main kind of players that are the most attention are around those two.
Exactly. I agree. Rodgers. It sounds like the kind of both teams have kind of came to an agreement a little bit with him going to the Jets. I think it's either Mark Murphy came out last night at one of the, I think it's a men's or boys state basketball tournament, saying like he's not going to play.
Mark Murphy's the owner of the GM, or
I think he is. Just kind of said like he's not going to play. No longer be playing with the Packers this coming season. So I think it's either going to the Jets or a retirement for that dude.
I think he still has. I mean, it feels like to me he has something to prove, especially after last season.
A down season for sure.
Just a down season. Things weren't gelling or smoothing out, ironing out themselves. It was just a rough season for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, they're still above 500, weren't they? They finished with the winning record.
I think they went 8-9.
8-9. So I mean, they're right at that 500. That was the worst record that they've had in
a while.
Yeah,
maybe I think the last bad year was. I think it was when Minnesota went to, they had that great season and went to the NFC Championship. Was the NFC
2018
Championship? Yeah, I don't know. I think 18 was about the same.
2018, 2019.
I think they went like 7-10.
With the Minneapolis.
Or 6-10 or something like that. I think that, like I said, I think it's either going to the Jets or retirement. And I think the biggest thing is for myself, Packers fans, is you want to get some compensation for Aaron Rodgers instead of eating that dead cap. I've heard a number come out. If he does retire, the Packers organization will eat $99 million worth of cap, which is huge. And I don't think that's the scenario that's going to play out. But I just wish him the best of luck going to New York. I don't see him going from Wisconsin to a big city like New York. It's gonna be definitely a change.
But he lives out in California, so he's used to like higher population. But how do you think the Jets are gonna be looking? Just say that Aaron Rodgers does get traded to the New York Jets. What do you predict them to do next year in the AFC?
The AFC is very tough. You got the Chiefs, you got the Bengals, you got the Bills. I think they'll be a contender. Like I just said, with those three teams that I just mentioned. And I know some Packers fans aren't going to be happy when your favorite player leaves the organization. They kind of have some spite towards that person.
Right.
But I'm pumped. I'm wishing him the best, and I want to see him have a lot of success.
Well, you think about it. They got Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore. Who's their Tyler Conklin? He used to play the tight end.
They just restructured his contract.
Breece Hall. Breece Hall at running back. Like their defense, they got Sauce Gardner. Like their defense was top 5 defense last year, and their offense on paper looks good with who they had. They just didn't have a quarterback. They had Zach White.
Zach Wilson too.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, White or
Mike White.
Mike White or something
Mike White
like
and
that.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson, So they don't have anybody throwing to him. So if you get Aaron Rodgers, a veteran quarterback that has gone to the Super Bowl, has won multiple MVPs, then I think they're going to be great. The odds of them winning the Super Bowl next year are 25 plus 2,500. So I mean, if you put $100 in.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's with Aaron Rodgers going there, it's gonna.
Yeah, I mean, you better put your money down before it gets announced that Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets, because once that trade gets made,
you're not gonna win it.
The Jets are going.
Yeah, you're not gonna win as much money.
Right, it'll be like plus 1,600 or plus 900 whatever. So if you're looking into just future bets, Jets at plus 2,500 wouldn't be bad.
Yeah,
especially if this trade does go down. People stay healthy. Like Breece Hall got hurt the eighth game in last season, so but he was balling out too. So I mean,
and their defense.
Yep, Sauce Gardner. He's doing some heavy recruiting.
Quentin Williams. They got an all-around good team. They're just very young.
Mm-hmm. And I saw Sauce Gardner was trying to recruit OBJ too.
Mm-hmm. I think the Jets were at an OBJ held a workout, a private workout where teams were able to attend, and I think Jets were one of the teams
down in Texas.
Yeah.
Down in not Texas, Arizona is where they did the workout.
There's been a few videos that have came out that I've seen. He's doing those crazy one-hand catches like he always does.
Right. Right.
No, but
also,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, also a free agent. Not a free agent. Well, now he is. Adam Thielen.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard
no longer a Minnesota Viking, and that's tough.
You know what's crazy? I was listening to the Pat McAfee show, and he said that Aaron Rodgers and Thielen are pretty tight.
Yeah, they're pretty good friends, I heard too.
And so, I mean, why not bring Thielen to just to have some kind of veteran type player? Because a lot of those players they have are still in the rookie contract, so the young players.
Right, and Adam Thielen's 32, 33.
32, yep.
He's still got burst left in him. I just think last season he just didn't have as many look-ats just because Justin Jefferson was taken away from all of his targets. He still had a productive season. I have the stats right here, but he still had a very productive season as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Which a team that's basically what the NFL is this year, or last couple of seasons, is wideouts. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They acquired 6, 7,
Juju Smith-Schuster,
6, 7, 8 wide receivers deep.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Right.
Yeah, receivers are the hot commodity right now for sure.
Right.
And honestly, there's so many injuries that do happen with receivers. It's not a bad thing to have 10 really decently good or really good receivers on your roster.
Yeah. I mean, Adam Thielen, 70 catches, 716 yards, 6 touchdowns in 17 games last season.
Yeah. Repping that jersey, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the last time I'm going to be able to wear it.
Yep.
I can wear it in a Vikings game, obviously, but he doesn't play there, so it's kind of tough.
And it's pretty cool because he went to Mankato State.
Yeah, his story is incredible. He was a walk-on at Mankato State.
Earned a half ride, then ended up getting a full ride,
and then
undrafted free agent.
Undrafted, tried out for the Vikings. He's a hometown kid.
Had a very successful career.
Yeah, hometown kid. Spent 9 years with the Vikings. He will be missed.
Yeah, for sure.
That's for sure. We love seeing that.
Back to kind of your topic of where you kind of started out with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, like I said, I'm wishing him the best of luck, and I usually never buy jerseys for opposing teams, like other teams. But I might have to get an Aaron Rodgers Jets jersey. Not to wear it, just to have hang it up in a case or something, I know. And then kind of comparing to we've had, over the past, 20, 30 years, we've had 3 quarterbacks that have been there are quarterbacks. Like Rodgers was there 17 years. I think Brett Favre was there 15. And I don't know who was the prior quarterback.
No, I'm not sure, but that was...
Maybe there was a little, because I know Matt Flynn was there for a while, but... Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, that's a combined 32 years.
Right.
Just having 2 quarterbacks, which is impressive. That doesn't happen much.
You don't see that in very many organizations. Usually it's the other way around, where you go through 15 or 17 quarterbacks in a 10-year run.
Yeah.
So, usually it's the other way around. You don't get to see a lot of consistency at their quarterback position, unless they're legends like Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady or Peyton Manning. Stuff like that.
Yeah, my Green Bay Packers jersey's going up into a shadow box. Put it up there. Because I probably won't wear it. I'm probably going to get a...
You got to get that signed. Send it in or something. See if you get it signed.
Pretty cool.
But yeah, Lamar Jackson too.
Yeah, Dad has a signed white
Brett Favre.
Oh, Brett Favre, yeah. Brett Favre jersey. Signed Brett Favre jersey.
Yeah. But the other half of the picture is Lamar Jackson. Where is he going to go? I know he has a franchise tag.
Yeah, I can't remember the name, but it's
unexclusive
either,
franchise.
So you get. I've heard it's like his tag's $32.5 million. The team has to offer that or more. Because if he doesn't get because they tagged him, so that's a tag still. So he's gonna make $32.5 million with the Ravens. Nobody signs him. That's what he's gonna make. So the other opposing teams or people that want to sign him, they have to pay him $32.5 or more, or for 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. So what they would do, I was watching Pat McAfee and Lombardi was on there, Lambo, and he was saying that. I know it says 2 first-round picks, but you could go in there with a first-round pick and say, hey, and 3rd-round pick, and you could still get a deal done. He just has to, Lamar Jackson has to sign the tenure. The 10, whatever it's called.
Tenure. Or tenure.
Yeah, and then once he signs that, then he's under contract.
Yeah. I don't know.
He's not under contract right now, technically.
The controversy is of, him being as, good of a quarterback that he is, and teams not going after him. I think it's more about the guaranteed money that Deshaun Watson got, and he's trying to get. That's what he's going after, and they don't want to be.
Well, he deserves that.
He does, but I mean.
But then you think about
it. Could cost your franchise for the next 5 or 6 years, wherever you sign him to, if that player doesn't perform.
Right. I mean, you take that risk, but. Look at the Browns. They paid $250 million guaranteed, and Deshaun Watson looked like ass.
He only played 6 games. Yeah.
Yeah, it still looked like ass. That's
I'm not going to judge those 5 or 6 games because I'm going to see him play a complete season. And see
yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying,
and especially because he didn't play in a year and a half, so he didn't play a while.
So why would you give somebody $250 million?
I don't know. That's why every franchise is scared, and I think what the Ravens are doing is kind of nice because we want to keep you as a player. We're going to see if any other organization is going to pay you more, and they're going to match it right away. They're not going to just let him go. They'll keep him as a quarterback.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think it's smart to do that. I didn't even know there was such type of thing as that that tag that you could do.
Most of the time, that's all it is an unexclusive franchise tag. You hardly ever, rarely see an exclusive, but there are occasions where they are exclusive.
Yeah. But how about talking about, since we're talking about kind of the trade deadline, Daniel Jones and Saquon?
Yeah, Daniel Jones got a huge contract, $40 million guaranteed for the next 4 years. So kudos to Daniel Jones.
And they tagged Saquon,
and then they franchise tagged Saquon.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I definitely thought it was going to be vice versa. I thought they'd take Saquon, or I'd have to take Daniel Jones and give Saquon the contract.
Yeah, but it's cheaper to tag the running back than it would be the quarterback. Yeah, and then you got to pay more money to the quarterback anyway because Daniel Jones is a franchise.
Has he proven himself that he is he a franchise quarterback?
I mean, he led him to the second round of the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but he is okay. Yeah, I mean that's right. But is he? They're kind of covering this. How many franchise quarterbacks do we have right now in the NFL? Out of 32 teams.
You got to think Daniel Jones is one of them. He just didn't have any wide receivers.
Yeah, so Daniel Jones, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes,
Justin Herbert. There's a bunch.
Herbert.
Yeah. Did you say Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence.
There's a bunch.
And I think there's probably about 12 maybe. Because you consider, Kirk's not a franchise quarterback.
Not anymore because he's so old.
Yeah, and Rodgers isn't a franchise quarterback. He's not going to be a franchise quarterback for the Jets if he goes to them. So there's not a ton. There's probably 12 to 15 maybe, which is half the league, and that's not. I think every organization is hoping for a franchise quarterback.
Right. And
hard to find, obviously.
This draft class is going to be huge. There's a bunch of quarterbacks coming out of, I would say, top 10 picks, top 15 picks is going to be 4 or 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talent in. Do
you want to talk about
coming out of college?
The Bears?
Giving
up the first overall pick.
Yeah, so that's kind of pretty big news. Chicago Bears had the number 1 overall pick, and we talked about this in the previous podcast, like episode number 3 or whatever, what they're going to do with it. And so finally, yesterday or 2 days ago, they traded the number 1 overall pick here for DJ Moore to the Carolina Panthers. So they traded away their number 1 overall pick.
And I think they got the 9th pick.
To the Carolina Panthers. And then, so they swapped. They got pick number 9. Bears got pick number 9 and pick number 61. So a second-round pick and a first-round pick. And then they got a first-round pick in 2024 and a second-round pick in 2025.
Yeah,
plus DJ Moore.
I think the Bears won that for
sure.
Yeah, because Carolina's kind of betting on one a guy that's never played a down in the league to kind of take over their franchise, which is risky.
Who?
The Carolina Panthers. They're risky. They're going to draft a quarterback.
Yeah, probably Bryce Young.
So they're giving up all those future picks. One of their best receiver probably, banking on one guy that's never played a down in the NFL.
Yeah, well, yeah. Any of these quarterbacks,
But they could have kept that first pick and gone out to free agency. I mean, there's still plenty. Wouldn't say plenty, but there's still a few quarterbacks in the league that are able to go grab.
Hey, now they do have the number 1 overall pick, so they could just trade off to somebody else.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson.
They could trade away for Lamar. Yeah, who knows? So, but yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen here until June 15th? Or when's the draft? April 23rd or 26th?
Something. It's 28th or something, 29th.
I mean, so they got quite a few, and then they obviously have after the draft if they want to trade like their actual pick that they picked for somebody else or something like that. So there's still time, but yeah, that was huge that the Bears traded that away.
How about kind of big news? Calvin Ridley's back. He got reinstated by the NFL. He will be playing for the. What does he play for? Yeah, just slipped my Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, just slipped my mind there for a second.
They have a solid wide receiving core. So they got Christian Kirk, Marvin Jones, Zay Jones. Now they have Calvin Ridley.
And they got a good quarterback.
Lawrence, and they got Travis Etienne out of the backfield. Like they're gonna be someone to look out for
sure. And they made a run towards the end of the season last year.
Right, they won 6 out of the last 8 games or something, and then they were down 27-0 against the Chiefs in the playoffs and brought it back within a touchdown in a playoff game. Like that, yeah, that was Jaguars weren't a team to mess around with at the end of the season. I think with Doug Peterson being the head coach. You got all these high-flying wide receivers in the guys I just named off. And then you got Trevor Lawrence, who's actually getting his footing down in the league. Once they got fucking Urban Meyer out of there. Like,
exactly.
Whatever the fuck that was.
So you can kind of name a few teams that do not have quarterbacks at the moment that need quarterbacks. Like we mentioned, the Carolina, but obviously you're going to go grab one. You got the Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders. Who else? Washington.
Where's Heineke?
They got him, but they're looking for a franchise.
Right.
Getting rid of
Heineke, but that's the same thing on the other side with the 49ers. You got Brock.
Yeah, 49ers. What are they doing? I mean, you got Brock Purdy,
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance, and you still have what's his name on the roster too? Jimmy Garoppolo. You got 3 quarterbacks that can play.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we never really saw Trey Lance, but
and I don't know if Brock Purdy can. I mean, yeah.
He did,
out of there, but I
mean, he won like how many games? 9. He won quite a few games. He went on like a streak. I don't know.
I don't know if it was 9, but it was like towards the end of the season. Yeah, he went hot and won like 4 in a row, and then went out to playoffs. Won the first game and lost the second.
I'm just look this up quick here. See how many games.
But what a blow to the 49ers on like they went through 3 quarterbacks and they're already on their second string.
It wasn't 9, but he won all 5 regular season games he started, contributing to the team's 10-game win streak. So he won. That's pretty good.
The last 4 or 5, yeah. But yeah, I mean, but I don't know if you're gonna be able to last. Like, do you think that's your guy moving forward?
I don't know. Do you give him a chance,
or do you go back to fucking?
Why not Jimmy Garoppolo?
I think you're paying him too much to to be just
mediocre.
sitting there.
Right.
I mean, not necessarily mediocre because he led them to the playoffs. Led them almost to the Super Bowl.
Beat the Packers multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good quarterback. He's a system quarterback for sure.
He did lead them to the Super Bowl. Because that Packers game and 49ers game that we went to, that was to make it to the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
No, that was a divisional round.
Okay.
That wasn't even, that was a divisional round. No, but yeah, I think, I don't know, the QB carousel is still kind of going. I think there's still a lot of downloads to fall. I think that we're getting closer to that 15th. So what is that? Is that Wednesday? Yeah. So I think a lot of stuff's going to happen between now, which is Saturday, and Wednesday.
Yeah, there's going to be definitely some more cuts. I mean, Dalvin Cook is potentially getting traded or moved.
Yeah, and I saw something about Harrison Smith. They'll probably part ways with him. They'll probably cut him.
For Harrison Smith, really?
Yep, I saw that. I just had a notification before I was coming over here.
I mean, Patrick Peterson, he's getting up there in age. They already dropped Eric Kendricks. Like, we're kind of shredding our team right now, or the Vikings are shredding their team. And so, who you're relying on? Alexander Madison's a free agent.
Is he?
The backup running back. So we'll probably, hopefully.
But who knows if Cook's gonna get traded?
Yeah.
Because I didn't hear any noise about that until they came out that somebody offered for him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear that he was obviously not a free agent, but I didn't know.
Trade talk. Any players in the trade talk, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Pat McAfee on the Pat McAfee show, they said Matt Stafford.
And I think that's who. That's it. I mean,
but then the Rams came out and said he's a pillar in our organization. Like,
why not?
We're gonna build our team
around him. What's Baker gonna do? Baker's a starting quarterback, I think.
Yeah,
I think he's good enough to be a starting quarterback. He was in a weak franchise, I thought, the Cleveland Browns,
but everyone's getting dropped off. Like, the Rams have they need to drop a lot, and they're paying. They have a lot of heavy contracts. They got Cooper Kupp, they got Jalen Ramsey, they got
Max Crosby.
Not Max Crosby. He plays for the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
But then Aaron Donald. That's who you might have been thinking, Aaron Donald.
No, I wasn't thinking of. Who was I thinking of?
But no, they just got a lot of people on the Rams that are being paid a lot, and they should. But I don't know if the Rams can take all that in and keep everyone on the roster at the same time.
It's hard, dude. It's really hard.
And $245 million is a lot.
Being a GM's got to be a very tough job.
Yeah,
because you got to decide what key players that you need. Key players, because you can love the dude, great for the organization, but you got to pick.
Right.
There's only so much money you have, and you can't keep everybody.
Yeah, so a lot of people are getting cut or restructuring their contract. So Tyreek Hill, on the cap space, he restructured his contract to where he's only technically getting paid by the Miami Dolphins for his salary of $1.8 million.
But then they turned his
bonus is $24 million.
And so it's 23, and he's like, "Oh yeah, shit, I'll sign the dotted line right now and get $24 million today."
Right then and there. So players do restructure contracts and stuff like that. Dak Prescott restructured his contract.
Yeah.
I think it freed up $30 million in cap space.
It was him and another player that did. There were two players that did
that. Dak Prescott was probably the bigger out of the two.
Mm-hmm.
So they restructured his contract, opened up $30 million in cap space, potentially to go get a wide receiver. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I know DeAndre Hopkins. He's not a free agent or anything.
OBJ's been in the talks for the Cowboys.
Right. OBJ last couple of years have been in talks with the Cowboys, so that's nothing new. But D-Hop is down in Houston right now with Von Miller, Derrick Henry, and DeAndre Hopkins just working out, just doing stuff for the offseason. So he's already close to Texas. Jerry Jones is probably just, hey, stop by the
AT&T let's have some talk.
Give you a tour real quick. That it's that easy. And I don't know if Arizona is going to be. I'm not a huge fan of Kyler Murray, and I think Bryce Young's going to be just like Kyler Murray. But
who knows?
I could be wrong.
Who knows?
Yeah, they're very similar in stature.
Lately, I go back all the way to Johnny Manziel, being dominant players in college, then going to the league. It's obviously you can just tell the difference between college football and the NFL is and how much it changes.
Way faster, yeah.
Way faster. Players hit harder. You see a lot of injuries in the NFL.
They're professionals. They're the best of the best, so it does take some getting used to. I think Like Tua Tagovailoa was in the league for a couple of years.
And he just
didn't do very well the first couple of years, but then this was his third year and balled out until he got hurt.
I think it's because I think he just signed his fifth year.
Maybe
the 5-year. Whatever.
This was his third or fourth year, or something like that.
I think he just signed like a 5-year sign. What is it called when they have 4 years guaranteed and you have an like optional 5th year?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so he signed his 5th year option.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be their starting quarterback.
Yeah, I'd assume sign that, but can he? Like, did the doctor clear him? Like, that's 2 concussions, like almost like not dead.
I think it was 3.
He looked messed up. Like, you don't even see that in like UFC or anything. Like, people.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you get people knocked out, the eyes roll back to their head. I've never seen anybody like tense up and like.
Yeah, that fencing.
Like, yeah, weird stuff
or whatever.
Yeah. And it wasn't even that from like a hard hit. He just kind of fell back and like.
What's he doing? Is he doing jiu-jitsu or something? Do you hear about that? Mm-hmm. He's doing like some type of combat training to learn how to fall.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're mentioned on the Pat McAfee show.
That's funny though. But no, I mean, so yeah, a whole bunch of stuff going on in the NFL. I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of news
coming in
wrapping up here in the next before Wednesday. So yeah, we'll just be on the lookout for that.
So what the players that are available right now? I know. What do the Vikings have for cap? I can just look it up such a bit.
Well, I don't think that updated like that.
This was as of
you have.
This was as of I can look.
But it's not with the Adam Thielen cut.
No,
it's not. Even with the Eric Kendricks cut.
This was as of Friday.
So Eric Kendricks was gone before that.
Yes, this is a Friday the 10th. The Vikings had, let's see here, 8,600. Yeah, or 8.7 million about.
Let me see that.
Yeah, it's 8.7. Roughly 8.7 million.
To cut.
Yeah, that's their available. Yeah, cap space.
No, because like the
that's how much money
Dolphins
you have.
Are the richest.
No, they aren't. The Chicago Bears are the richest.
Right. I mean, yeah, the Bears are the richest.
That's how much money you have available. So if you wanted to sign somebody, like you'd sign up for like a very small deal.
Other way around. We got to cut. We're negative. We're above that cap. We got to.
Oh, you are negative. I didn't see the negative sign. Yeah. Okay, so
we got to cut.
So you're obviously not going out to free agency to grab anybody this year.
Coming out free agency.
The Packers are up there. It was kind of surprised me. They have 17, and they just restructured David Bakhtiari's contract, gave him an extra, I think $8 million. So they're sitting at $24 million in cap space. So they might go grab somebody. I don't know. It's hard to tell because
wide receivers.
Jordan Love. I mean, no, I don't think. I think now that they have a young wide receiver core, I think they'll definitely grab a tight end.
Alan Lazard's a free agent.
Yeah, I think he'll be signed somewhere. I don't think he'll be back to the Packers.
I think he's one of the Ravens.
He might.
The Ravens like him. He likes.
But I mean, would you go to Ravens? Would you go to the Ravens if you don't know who the starting quarterback's going to be? Because they don't yet, as of now. I mean,
I still would.
It is Lamar, yeah. But who? Oh, Huntley's their backup.
Right, which isn't good.
Isn't he more of a running quarterback?
But then if you get a first round for Lamar Jackson, you're obviously going to be in the top. Because the top couple teams that could afford him, Miami can afford him, and they need a quarterback if Tua can't play.
Yeah, so...
And then you have the Raiders. Raiders can afford him, but who are they going after? They don't have a quarterback right now. Houston has money. They need a quarterback. So there's a bunch of potential places where he could land.
Yeah,
the commissioner just has to put. The thing is, the commissioner has to put $250 million. Like, so if they sign him to $250 guaranteed, he has to put that money in escrow, or the commissioner, the GM has to put that in escrow, and it just has to sit there.
Mm. So technically, I mean, looking at about 5 teams, you look at the Falcons. I mean, who do they have? They have Desmond Ridder.
Right, they released Mariota.
Yeah, so they're up there. They got $62 million. I don't know why they're not in the conversations for Lamar Jackson. They backed out.
They were in. Well, that's what they said, but they were in the guaranteed money race for Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
I mean, they were in the guaranteed. Like, they were going to pay Deshaun. It was either Falcons or the Browns.
Yeah, I definitely thought he was going to go with the Falcons. I mean, Houston's up there with a lot of cap. like you said, the Raiders. But after that, I mean, you got the Bengals. They're sticking with
Yeah.
the Cardinals. They're going to stick with Kyler.
Yeah.
Patriots. I did hear some things about Mac Jones. Who knows? I think keep him because he's
I like Mac
good.
Jones. I
and then
think he's good too.
Seattle's at the.
They just signed Geno Smith to an extension. So yeah,
congrats,
the top three.
Yeah.
The top 4 teams are the only teams besides Chicago. Chicago's not going to pick any. Obviously, they just trade away their own pick because they're going around Justin Fields.
What about Tennessee? I'm not saying I'm not a big fan of Tannehill. I don't think he's like he's not a wild player.
No,
I'm not impressed.
No, so Tennessee would be a good place too. So I mean, but Tennessee's sitting. What pick is Tennessee?
I have no clue. They got to be in the middle of the pack.
4th, 5th, 6th.
I don't know what the record was last year. I didn't pay attention to Tennessee at all.
But let's just look at the picks.
Yeah, because it might be updated. I know there's some, not the first round, but I know some compensatory.
Yeah, did you see the 49ers got 7?
I saw that.
Just because like their coaches in their organization went on to be head coaches, and so they had 3 head coaches. They had
that's huge. And they're not like obviously going to be like the mid-round picks, but you can find some gems out there. The Packers have in the past 15, 20 years.
Right. So the 49ers awarded 3 extra third-round picks as a part of an NFL like an initiative for organizations to develop minority candidates who become head coaches or executives for other teams. So minority, so different race type of stuff like that. So you got Robert Saleh, the head coach for the Jets. You got Mike McDaniel, head coach for the Dolphins, and you have Martin Mayhew. Martin Mayhew. I'm not sure if he's a head coach. I don't think he is, but
no, I don't think
because Ron Rivera is, right?
Yeah.
So he must be
the GM or something,
an executive of another team. So
okay.
So yeah, congratulations to the 49ers. They just got their sub 7,
and that's huge, especially where they're sitting at. I don't know. Are they in like a rebuild? I don't know. I don't know. What's the quarterback situation? I mean, that's the leader of your team. They don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, Brock Purdy kind of proved himself, and they got Trey Lance, so they have options.
Trey Lance,
it's just whoever fits that
never really saw Trey Lance play.
Unfortunately, no.
We don't even know where his capabilities at.
Thankfully, it was at the beginning of the season. It was like the first or second game in where he got hurt, so he should have had all season to recover. And then hopefully by the beginning of this season, he'll be ready to go. But Brock Purdy, he had that elbow injury. He just had a successful surgery. It wasn't Tommy John surgery, so that's good. That's usually like a 9-month recovery, but it wasn't that. It was just a tendon in there that was... It wasn't the Tommy John surgery.
No, it wasn't.
It was something that was in there that was messed up. They had a successful operation.
And do you know how long that recovery time is?
So Ian Rappaport reported 3 months. He'll be back throwing in 3 months. So not like anything. Hopefully back in 3 months. So I'm assuming by the time he's 100%, maybe 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the initial...
I think I did hear like 6 months.
That was kind of the initial guesstimation of when he would be back, ETA. So, yeah.
No, I mean, there's a question for you here. Sorry to interrupt. But what do you like? I mean, obviously, like this, you like the NFL season is like a lot more enjoyable. But I do like this time of year in the NFL. I like to see all the trades. I like to see teams. It kind of comes down to like situational. Like this is where your GM comes in big.
The business side of things.
Exactly.
Where
are you going to keep? Who are you going to cut?
Right. This is more of the business because you got to get it below cap. You got to make all the business decisions. Yeah. But you still want to be good as a team. So yeah, this is more of the business side rather than. I mean, business obviously goes on all year round.
NFL is a business,
Right. But then playing, you're pretty much stuck with your team after. When the season starts, I mean, obviously after the trade deadline, then you're pretty much stuck. But
I'll be a not so happy camper, maybe possibly the next few days. But we'll see.
I mean,
I'm excited for the future, though. I mean,
you've kind of moved on from knowing Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a Packer next year, right?
Yeah. Part of me, I want him to retire. As a Packer, I know he'll come back and probably end up retiring as a Packer. But having all that dead cap.
Yeah, he could fuck the Packers. Like if he was like, I'm just gonna retire. Packers have to pay him $90 million. I think I don't know what his cap is. What, $40 million in cap, or what's his cap? $30 million in cap?
Yeah, I can't remember. But if he retires,
does that clear the cap?
No, it'll put put the Packers 99 in debt, $99 million in debt.
But I don't think that.
It's a dead cap.
I don't think it hits. Does it all go towards the cap?
I'm not sure how it works. I mean, I definitely have to look into that and kind of learn more about that because I've just been kind of learning about that the past few years.
Right, and that's very interesting. Von Miller is actually one of his dreams after he's done with the NFL is to be a GM. So that's pretty interesting. So like when they were at the combine, he actually went in and sat with like a bunch of other GMs. So he went with the Bills GM and tagged along with him, sat in with like a room full of all the other 31 GMs or whatever, and just conversated on like
a smart decision to do. I mean, you're already with that team. Why not take advantage and learn?
Right, and he's been in the league for 10, 12 years. Von Miller, but he's been playing forever. So I mean, he's wrapping it up, but he's still playing, still a dog. And now he's just kind of
dog.
Yeah, no, so he's just kind of upping his game to the next level of the business. So I mean, you see a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, you got Bill Russell. Like I think Bill Russell just stepped down as the Celtics GM.
Did he? I didn't see that.
So I think he just did step down and announce his retirement. But so you see a lot of athletes going on, still involved with either coaching or being a GM or things of that. So
I mean, if I was a player, that'd probably be my next. After I was done, my career was over, I'd probably go into being a GM or something.
Yeah, you just the love
very
for
similar.
the game. Yeah, love for the game, and you're just gonna stick with it and stay in it. I mean, keeps it made you pretty good money for a career. So
and it's kind of somewhat giving back. I mean, obviously, you still get paid pretty well, but it's somewhat giving back. You know, being a GM, kind of contributing to like that organization.
Right.
That franchise.
I think LeBron would probably take that route. I don't think he'll start coaching or anything. I think he's just going to go.
But who's he going to be GM for? Is it Lakers? Is it go back home?
Cavs. Yeah.
Go back home.
I think that'd be fun to see LeBron James as the Cavaliers GM. That'd be sweet. And that's his team, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I know we've been talking about trade deadline, cap deadline here. But yeah, it's going to be the next few days. Are going to start heating up. I know that. I check my phone. I know a lot of Packers fans are checking their phones, just refreshing their Twitters to see when A-Rod makes the move. I think he's the
Mike Greenberg.
Yeah, I think everything's put in place now. I think they kind of came out. They've had a deal set. It's all up to A-Rod. So it's either retire or become a Jet. So I'm excited to see what he does. And
yeah, I'm excited to see the league, the way it looks like next year. Fantasy is going to be a fun time. Yeah. You're never going to know who's going to be.
Do you already have in mind who you're going to draft for your first pick?
Not for my first, but I do have some sneaky 3rd, 4th round running back picks. I don't think anybody's going to be like keen on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have my first pick, or I don't know if it's my first. Either it's first or 3rd or 4th.
Yeah,
but I'm not giving away my secrets because I know I play with you.
Yeah, and we'll probably do so. Yeah, so
we'll probably do a fantasy.
Yeah, for like a podcast. Well. Yeah, it might be a little bit difficult. We'll probably have to if we get more than because we want to stick with like 12 or 14
even
teams per league.
Even 8 would be fine.
Right.
8 to 10.
Yeah, we'll see. But then if we get more than 10, we'll have to kind of split up like stuff like that. But we'll get there when that comes. But for now, we got the NCAA tournament coming up. So
Selection Sunday is tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Yep. And so Selection Sunday is coming around. This podcast is going to release on Wednesday night. Wednesday like 6 or 7 p.m. So we just want to make sure this is the last chance to get signed up for the NCAA tournament and join our TEW Confrontational podcast bracket challenge because games start
Thursday, right? So
Thursday,
like tomorrow or Thursday. It'll be tomorrow, but
right because this will drop on Wednesday. But yeah, Thursday the 16th is when games will start, and they start at like 10 in the morning, 9 in the morning. So we'll want to just get your bracket in tonight. Early in the morning when you get up to go to work or whatever. So, but yeah, get your brackets in because this is the last time. Once the game starts at 10, we won't be able to enter any more brackets or make changes or anything like that. So, but yeah, it's going to be fun. We already got about 10, 12 people in there right now. So
yeah, I think we're sitting at 9 or 10
or something like that. But yeah, I think we'll start ramping up here. I know we can't fill out our brackets yet until Sunday, Selection Sunday. So. We're just kind of waiting until that day, but it's gonna be huge. already seen the podcast that's going to drop before this with our guest Kyle Lyons. So that was a fun pod. We talked about everything between what we want.
A lot of March Madness.
Right. Teams we want to win. Teams we think we're going to win. Gambling. I actually just won
he's a big
$30
fan, so I think he's going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, because Kansas is looking good right now. They actually played Texas. It's Saturday today. They're recording this. But they actually played Texas right now as we
speak right now. It's starting at 5 p.m. It's 5:46. So
so we'll catch the second half of that game, but that's going to be a fun game to watch. Big 12 Conference Championship, all that good stuff. So that'll be a fun game to watch. Two highly ranked teams and stuff like that. So we'll catch that after this pod. But just wanted to say this is the last day to enter because we'll just drop on Wednesday. Last day to enter in your bracket.
Get in there
because it's free money. Yeah, because like we said, me and Evan are putting up the pot winnings and stuff like that. So you're winning free money. So basically, you're risking a free entry. So you're not risking anything to be rewarded a higher amount. So
and you have the option to if you choose to come on the podcast, and we'll kind of talk about what your strategy was, like you mentioned.
Right.
See what.
Right, but I think the biggest thing is us handing you that money right there. So
of course, money speaks, man. Money talks.
But so that'll be fun. So other than that, so we got NFL crazy deadlines going on. You got NCAA coming up, starting up. You also have in the next 2 weeks, you got the NBA wrapping up, heading into the playoffs. You got some tight races going on. For playing games to make above the 6th seed, so you don't have to play the playing games. So you just got a bunch of things going on like that. So
let's touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead, do that. Run through the list of the East top 10, and then the next two, and then the West. I'm gonna go take a piss, but run through the standings of the East and the West quick.
Okay. Yeah. So for the Eastern Conference, we got the Bucks sitting at 1. I think they're 3 games ahead. 2.5 games ahead of the Celtics and 2. Got 76ers in 3rd, Cavs in 4th. I think the Cavs are a really good sneaky team. I think they could make a run towards the end, even in the playoffs. Got the Nets at 5th, Knicks at 6, the Heat at 7, the Hawks at 8, and then so I know that they've been doing this kind of like playing game. So 10 teams will make it, and then so you got 10. The Wizards are at 10th, 9th Raptors, 8 Hawks. Going on over to the Western Conference, the Nuggets are at 1, the Kings are at 2, Grizzlies at 3, Suns at 4. Really like the Suns. KD. We'll talk a little bit about KD here in a minute. The Clippers at 5, Mavs at 6. Mavs got a new addition a few weeks ago in Kyrie Irving. Warriors at 7, T-Wolves at 8, Lakers at 9. We will also touch on the Lakers, and then 10 Pelicans. So I think it's going to be. I know the West is a lot tighter. Anywhere from looks like 2 to 10 is very tight, and then the East have a little bit more separation record-wise. So I'm pumped to start following that. I know majority of people I know enjoy watching. Obviously, the playoffs. I think any sport enjoys watching the playoffs more than regular season, but it'd be fun to get that going here in the next short weeks. I read off the top 10 teams for the East and the West. I kind of mentioned that the West was a little bit tighter, even anywhere from the 2 or 3 seed to all the way to the 10th. There's not a huge spread in games.
Right. So you got just going off kind of what I heard leaving. So you got Milwaukee. And you got Boston.
Yep, and Milwaukee's up 2.5 games over Boston, but there's still, I think, how many games are left? 20, 15?
So
just 10, 15?
Right, there's going to be teams that have 15 games left. There's going to be some that only have 10, 11, 12 games. So it all depends on the team. But what really hurt, did you mention, so you mentioned the West.
Mm-hmm.
Suns are sitting at what, 4th? So Suns are 4th, and then with that,
yeah, I mentioned that we're going to talk a little about KD and impact that his injury will have on that team and their kind of playoff push.
Well, yeah, that trade right away was huge. So
we definitely thought it was going to make a huge difference.
Yeah, and we kind of mentioned it when it happened, but the playoff odds to win the playoffs, the Suns were at plus 1,800. So not huge.
Not great.
But then they jumped to like plus 800 to win. So it's a huge jump. Like it's 8-1. Like it's pretty nuts that. Well, I mean, not nuts, but KD is that type of player that could make that change.
Have the impact, yeah.
Right. And then, unfortunately, just a freak accident happened. He was
rough, tough.
This is his home debut. This is his third game with the Suns. First time on Phoenix home court as the Suns. Just warming up. Makes not a spin move, but a turning pivot. Drives the baseline. No one's guarding him. He's just doing it by himself. Stepped on it and it just rolled over top.
Yeah, I think he slipped a little bit and then ended up rolling it.
Yeah, it was just weird.
I think it's a grade 2 high ankle sprain. He's getting it in 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from now or a week and a half from now, he's going to get reevaluated. But
so when it first happened, it said 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, it could be a long-term injury,
which would put him out of the season. He'll be back for the postseason, but
he might miss. He'll miss some spot. He'll miss some of the postseason, won't he?
Maybe
first round.
Not the first round. No. Because there's still 3 weeks left of the NBA regular season, so he'll be done with halfway, and then I think they take a break. And
they take like a week break.
Playing games will start.
Oh, true. Yeah, I mentioned the playing games they've been doing for the past 2 or 3 years.
Right. So like if the Suns are top 6 seed, they won't have to play a playing game or anything, so they'll have about 2 or 2.5, 3 weeks off before they actually play. So KD should be back by time before postseason, if they don't have to play any playing games, if they can remain at that 4, 5, or 6, just stay right there. Because I mean, on the West, you have the Lakers that are creeping. They're at ninth seed is out there sitting at.
Yeah, so they're at 9th. I remember earlier this season they were at 14th, but I mean the team was quite healthy. They were sitting at 14th.
I think before the All-Star break, they were 12th seed, and then after the All-Star break and the trades and everything,
LeBron got hurt.
Jared Vanderbilt got traded. Malik Monk's
there. AD's been playing great.
AD's been balling out.
Yeah, and then D'Lo had 28 last night.
Mm-hmm. And they were super fun to watch.
Yeah, and so the crazy thing about, like I mentioned, is the West is a lot tighter than the East. So just for like an example is like the Kings are 2 seed.
Sacramento Kings have been balling out too. You got Dante Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, they're 39 and 26. And the Lakers are 33 and 34.
Right.
So I mean that's obviously like it's a I don't know 8 games spread or whatever. But like the Lakers are 33 and 34, like I said. The Clippers are a 5 seed, 36 and 33. So they're 2.5 games back, and that's 4 seeds. And so it's a tight race in that at the conference.
Right, and Clippers were doing terrible since that rush trade. They went like 2-5 since that rush trade when I looked last week, and they've been on a pretty good winning streak now. But Russell Westbrook was benched for the last like 16 minutes of a game against, I think it was Portland. They were about to lose. I mean, Portland was coming back. Clippers were up a pretty good number. Russ had like 4 turnovers right in a row. Ty Lue took him out, benched him, didn't put him back in the rest of the game, and they held on to win by like 8.
Yeah.
So, but Russ has been pretty efficient there. He's averaging like 17.
He has been playing pretty good.
17, 9, and 6 on like 53% shooting. And when he was with the Lakers, not 52% or 53% shooting, but kind of averaging the same numbers. He just has to take care of the ball. Slow down just a little bit. You have 2.
You can kind of see sometimes he's out of control.
Yeah, you have 2 all-stars that are right next to your right and to your left. That's all you have to slow down, pass to the right or pass to the left, make a cut. Just be under control. Like you're 33, 34 years old. And
he's got to be one of those type of players. Like he is, I think for the past, 5 years, he's been like one of those middlemen. I guess when he played for the Wizards, he was like their, go-to, but like, I think he's a middleman with like the Lakers. He was playing
with the Lakers, but when he was with OKC, where he was the triple-double for 4 consecutive years when he was that's what the OKC Thunder were.
And he played pretty well with the Washington Wizards.
Mm-hmm. Well. I mean, decent. I mean, you have Bradley Beal, but yeah, I mean, I think Russ is it's kind of a curse, but
we touched on that in the podcast with Tatch.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, I like Russ. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame, no doubt, just because he averaged a triple-double for 4 years straight, pretty much. That's the reason why I think went to the playoffs when OKC was young, like when they just transferred from Seattle Supersonics.
Just thinking about that
transition. Paul George, Kevin Durant, not Paul George, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka.
Dude, that team was stacked.
Right, and they were good. They made it to the playoffs multiple times. Faced the Golden State Warriors 4 out of the 6 years that they made it there, and so
imagine being that
good.
Imagine being that general manager. Once those players start to bloom or blossom, and
all from draft,
then you're like, oh shit, I can't pay all these 4 or 5 players for the contracts that they want and deserve.
Right, and so James left. So then it was KD and Russ. They played pretty well. KD's like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Left. And they were supposed to go out together.
Mm-hmm.
But then after KD left, Paul George joined Russ at OKC. And then Paul George wanted out. Both of them wanted out. Paul George was like, hey, I better get out of here before he does. Goes to the Clippers with Kawhi. Russ calls Kawhi, say, hey, can I come over to the Clippers? Kawhi never calls him back. So you know that Kawhi doesn't want Russ. Right.
No, yeah, I mean, NBA's, I don't follow it every night. I know there's games, not usually every night. But I do kind of stay in touch with the news that's happening. Yeah, unfortunately, like we mentioned, Katie had that freak accident, which could affect his team in the long run. Obviously, hopefully they still make the playoffs, but you don't want to be in that situation where you have to play in the playing game.
Right.
You want to stay within, like you said, that 4, 5, 6th seed.
Right. I mean, the Lakers here, so been balling out, been playing tremendously well.
Yeah, 80's been balling out.
Their defense is #1 in the last 3 weeks because of the Jared Vanderbilt trade. And I think I said Malik Monk. It's not Malik Monk, it's Malik Beasley. So I think I might have misspoke when I was naming off the roster, but Malik Beasley, great spot-up shooter. Austin Reeves has been playing well.
He's a baller. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of I don't know, Tyler Hero a little bit.
No.
Not as good, but...
Well, Tyler Hero's more of a shooter. He's I don't even know how to compare him to anybody. Maybe like a Carmelo, honestly.
Really? Yeah.
Kind of the way he plays, kind of like a Melo. He's slower, but he's super efficient. So Austin Reeves has been playing well. Dennis Schroeder has been playing well. The Lakers as a team look phenomenal. You said D'Lo had 28 last night. So they're looking great. They're at 9th seed, so they're for sure probably in that play-in game. If not, hopefully they can move up a little bit. Or the Spurs? Did you read out the Spurs?
No, because they're not in the top 10.
Did they drop that much already?
The Spurs. Let's see here.
Or not the Spurs. The Net. They're in the East. Never mind. Because the Nets have been playing well too.
Nets are 5th.
Because the Nets
in the East.
Not Malik.
And they lost their two best players too. Which
Malik Bridges, not Malik Bridges or Mikal Bridges.
Mikal.
From the Suns got traded. Yeah, Mikal Bridges got traded from the Suns to Brooklyn for KD and a couple other people. Remember that
package? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a 3-way team deal. But no, he had in his career with the Suns 4 games of 30 or more points.
Okay.
Right. Gets traded to Brooklyn, and granted he's the only one that can really score there, but he's had 7 30-point games in the 12 games he's played.
That's impressive. That's good. So he's obviously helping that team out quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean, and they're hanging on to 5th seed in the East, and the East isn't easy. I mean, you got the Bucks, you got the Celtics.
The East is pretty hard. Yeah.
I mean, the West might be a little bit more challenging to make the playoffs than the East, but I mean, the East is pretty solid too. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA too. Teams are trying to make the playing game.
It's coming down to that wire where
they're trying to move up.
This is when basketball gets good because you need to play your top basketball especially if you're on that edge where you're the 11th seed, 12th seed. You're kind of trying to want to make the playing game at least.
Right, unless you've already Like as a team,
I don't think
you're starting to tank.
I don't think.
Pick.
No, I don't think that is.
I don't think you can if you're sitting right at a 10 or
No,
or
I mean,
11 or 12.
I'd understand if you're like 15th, 16th seed, or 14th, 15th. Maybe then if you've got 15 wins the whole season, yeah, you might start to tank and get that lottery pick. But no, I think that if you're sitting on the brink of making the playing game, I think that you're kind of turning up your basketball. Every player's hopefully locked in,
right,
trying to win. But,
right.
I mean, that's all the basketball news I really have for right now.
I mean, yeah, there's like we can talk, we can go over scores, we can do all that stuff, but we'll probably hold off on that because we don't want to take too much of your guys' time. But I do want to touch on the players that are going on right now for PGA, the Players Championship. Not super, all the tournaments now. Well, you guys hear that? So, all right, we don't want the video. We just want the scores here. So we're going to be checking out the scores. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, PGA Tour. So we got Scotty Scheffler leading the way here at 14 under. So round two got delayed for the rest of the night last night because of rain and stuff and wind and all that stuff. So it got delayed. They finished the second round this morning, and then they also finished the third round today as well. So you got Scotty Scheffler out in front at 14 under, Minwoo Lee at 12 under, Cam Davis at 10 under, and Chad Ramey at 9 under. So there's a good competition going on here, and the Players is always a fun tournament to watch. I remember watching Ricky Fowler win his because he had like a playoff against Kevin Kisner and I can't remember this other guy's name, but he's a pretty famous golfer as well. And they had a playoff at the Players, and Scotty Scheffler, or not Scotty Scheffler, who was I just saying? But yeah, he ended up winning the tournament, so that was pretty sweet. But I just want to. Jordan Spieth is sitting at 6 under, so he had a great day today.
Yeah, most of that. I was hearing some stuff about him.
Yeah, Ricky Fowler, who I was talking about, who won the Players back in like 2016 or 2018. He's at 6 under as well. Patrick Cantlay's at 6 under. Victor Hovland's at 6 under. Jason Day's at 6 under. Morikawa's at 6 under. Like, there's a ton of big names here. Looks
like it's very close. With the 6 under, it's pretty tight.
Yeah, Tommy Fleetwood's at 9 under. But yeah, Scotty Scheffler is leading the whole thing at 14 under, and he's just a dog. Scotty Scheffler, he's balling out. Has been for the last couple of years. Already has a win this year at down in Arizona at Waste Management.
Yep.
He defended his title down there, and now he's gonna probably go on to win this one here. Arnold Palmer Invitational. I don't know. He got fourth from Arnold Palmer.
What did Rahm win? What tournament did he win?
Genesis. Either the Genesis or the Arnold Palmer.
No, I think it was. I can't. I think it was Genesis. I'm pretty sure it was Genesis.
It might have been because it was one of the first or second tournaments of the season.
Yeah.
But no, I'll look up John Rahm here. But no, who are you? I know you're not huge into golf.
I like playing golf better. I like playing golf more than watching.
Right. But do you have any top players? I mean, obviously Tiger Woods. You got to see some of his kind of highlights and everything. But who would be?
Homa. I like Homa because I've seen you watch him. I used to be a big fan of Brooks Koepka, but he hasn't been playing as well.
No,
it's kind of in a slump.
Have you seen that documentary, the Final Cut or whatever that
on Netflix? No, I haven't. I mean, I've seen it. The preview, but I haven't dug into that. I've watched it. No,
I haven't watched it, but yeah, I want to watch that because I was listening to the Pat McAfee show and they said that thing was pretty good. You get to be kind of in their shoes and see what they actually go through on a day-to-day basis.
They're busy players too,
right?
Especially, I know that they were kind of mentioning at Live. When you're in is it an organization or
with
that
international,
I guess those players are busy all the time. Like when they can squeeze in, because I know Pat wanted to get somebody on from Live, but he's like, if you get 30 minutes of your personal time, you're not going to want to go on a show. You're going to
right
take care of yourself.
Yeah, it looks like actually John Rahm withdrew from the Players due to an illness.
So what tournament did he win?
I'm looking that up right now. He won the Genesis. So the Genesis Invitational. So
yeah, that was on a few
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago. But yeah, So he actually withdrew from the tournament. I did not know that, but
I wonder, was there like a stated reason why? Or
illness.
Illness? Okay. Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
COVID.
No, COVID.
But yeah, he must have just
got the COVID-19
stomach flu or something. But that's coming up, or not coming up. That's coming into a wrap here on Sunday. So it's a $25 million purse. So
yeah, sitting well.
Just imagine if Scotty Scheffler won the Arizona, the Waste Management Open. That was a $20 million purse.
If he wins this one,
and then if he wins this one,
so you're making a quick 45 mil
in 3-4 weeks.
45 million
in 4 weeks. So that's nuts. So golf is a very profitable business, but it also is time not consumed. Yeah, you have to put a lot of time and dedication.
It's probably exhausting
practice.
too. I mean, especially.
Just imagine, I'm tired walking 9 holes or 18.
Always take the cart.
Right. Imagine walking 72 holes in 4 days.
You always have to take the cart because you need a place to put your cooler of beer. You can't.
But just in that, like they have a practice round before, and then they walk additional four rounds.
Yeah.
72 plus holes in 4 days, and then they have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off to travel to their next. I
remember me and you golfing I think we golfed 18. Was that at Willow Run, that nice course?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was tough. And we were in a cart and just being out in the sun all day, having a few beers. That's exhausting. Like you go home, take a shower, and you're like, all right, I'm ready for bed.
Exactly. So,
but it is fun. I'm excited for summer to start to kick off, or even spring, get that warm temp.
Right. At least get the snow fucking melted off the goddamn streets.
Yeah, exactly.
But it should start warming up here in the next few months.
Hopefully, yeah. How are you feeling about hitting the courses? I know we talked about it last. You said you're gonna kick my ass in 9.
Oh,
the first time we
easy. But I think what we should do is get together and we should go out to Golf Addiction over on like 57th and Marion and go play like a course or something. Just like you can play 9, 18, whatever you want on like Pebble Beach if you want, or TPC Sawgrass. We can play any course really that they have available there. So I think that would be a huge. That'd be fun as fuck.
Yeah,
I think. And get a bucket.
And I think there's quite a few people that actually do that.
Yeah, I think they have. I was talking to this guy.
Is it like a league or something?
I think they do have leagues every day. I mean, so you got to kind of book it around like the leagues. But I think like during like 12 to 5, like if we took an afternoon off, we could go get around it because I think league starts at like 5 or 7 or something like that. So we just have to get out of work earlier. But no, that'd be fun as fuck. So
definitely. And then I'm just thinking about warmer temps. Going to the cabin, being on a pontoon, swimming. I can't wait for that.
Lake days are the best, man. Every weekend, our parents have a cabin up at Lake Ponset up in Arlington or Brookings or Esalen, wherever you think that's at, or wherever you kind of locate that at. But up at Brookings, Lake Ponset. So we're up there almost every weekend in the summer.
Yep.
Super fun. So, yeah. Can't wait for summer to come around.
It's coming. It's right around the corner. So, we're probably going to get a big snow here. It snowed today for
a little bit. I think
we got 2 inches. I think we got 2 inches today.
Yeah, hopefully
we got
that's
inch on Thursday. So, hopefully we're done with snow.
Not a huge fan of the snow, especially when it's March.
Yep.
April, in a couple of weeks. April, it should be just raining by now, but
yeah.
Anyway. I mean, this episode's coming out on Wednesday, the 15th.
And this is the day where, between now, which is Saturday, has to come out on Wednesday. But a lot of big moves in the NFL. So you'll know by Wednesday what's all going down. And I think the biggest thing is Rodgers going to be a retired NFL quarterback, or is he going to be a New York Jet? I think everybody's looking forward to that. I know a lot.
Yeah. I think he's going to be a Jet.
There's 2 franchises that are looking forward to that.
I think he's going to be a Jet.
Yeah, that's a very high possibility, I think. But
yeah, so get your bets in there on the Jets winning the Super Bowl next year because, MVPs tend to kind of like to prove that they're still MVPs. So, hey, take that one away from him last year. He's like, I'm coming back for this one with a different team. Just like Tom Brady, went to a brand new team, got some weapons around him, wins the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So, I'm putting my money down on the Jets to win it. I don't even know if this trade's going to happen, but
who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's not a long way there.
That's what I call it gambling.
Yep. Got to take that. Got to take that chance.
But yeah, so yeah, we'll this will be after the guest episode, so we'll have Kyle Lyons on. You got to see Kyle Lyons.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna get that out by Monday.
Yeah,
hopefully maybe Tuesday. It could be Tuesday. Who knows?
Monday, Tuesday, just before
this
the
podcast.
deadline of before this podcast and before the deadline of the NCAA brackets. We'll just give our opinions, who we think are going to win, how we want our bracket to be set up. We'll obviously go through gambling, kind of stuff like that. I actually just won $430 last night on a 5-game parlay. And so that was fun to wake up and see $430 on my account.
It's always nice.
Yeah, just put another 5-game parlay tonight for the NCAA games, and that's another 1,000 if all those hit. So excited to see that. But
he's a gambling man.
No, it's addicting, but it's super fun, super entertaining to kind of keep your involvement in on the game and stuff like that. And you're always checking your phone, watching scores, stuff like that. So, I don't have anything else. I mean,
I think we covered quite a bit. I think obviously the biggest thing that's happening right now is obviously March Madness coming up. And then the NFL cap, getting underneath the cap.
Yep.
I think we covered that quite a bit, so I think this...
Yep, and then NBA playoffs are coming up. They've got about 2-3 weeks left, so that's kind of wrapping up. There's going to be a lot of teams, a lot of changing, I think, in the dynamic of at least through the top 6 seeds. I know some teams move down, some teams will move up.
Yeah, I think the Lakers are going to jump. I think they get up to the 6th or 7th seed.
They want to make the 6th, so they don't have to play in, but yeah, so... We'll see what happens there. Well, obviously this is coming out on Wednesday, so we'll kind of be in between kind of news topics and everything, but obviously we'll hit it on the next podcast and stuff. But we're just excited to keep moving on and March Madness, get your brackets and everything like that.
More, like you said, more the merrier. More people that get in. I mean, I think it's gonna be more competitive, more fun. So,
yep, and like
it's something fun to do.
And like we said, the prize pool is at 200 right now. We're expecting, we get close to 50 views on each episode, so we're expecting but hoping to have at least 50 players, and if we get up to 60, we'll add $50 to the pot.
Yeah,
so
hopefully
60 entries jumps it up to $250.
My goal is to get like 25 teams, 25 individuals
25 brackets, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good number, that's fine.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. We're not trying to get the whole world. That'd be pretty freaking sweet if we could, but no. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, the more the merrier. Just gets everyone more involved. Kind of bummy when you just have to beat only 8 people or whatever. It's still winning and stuff.
If that's what it comes down to, it is what it is, and we're having fun with it. And then whoever didn't join missed out on the fun. So
yeah. So, but yeah, March Madness, NFL, NBA, touched on PGA. We didn't touch on a whole lot of UFC stuff.
There's a card tonight.
Jan versus like Jovetsky or Jovechkin or
who fights tonight? I know who it is too. Peter Yan.
Peter Yan.
I don't know who he fights.
Who the other?
But yeah, it is on tonight.
Can't remember who this other.
So I don't think it's a huge card, but if you're a big UFC follower, which I kind of am, I'm kind of in the middle between mediocre fan or high fan. Right in the middle, so I won't be watching this card, but if you're a huge UFC fan, go tune into that. I'm sure it'll be fun to watch.
Oh, my bad, guys. Did it again. But yeah, it's Peter Yan versus, I don't know why it goes straight to that music. Hey, Seth.
I think you're using the wrong, I don't know what you're doing.
It's connected to Bluetooth. See, Bluetooth is connected. It was connected to the speaker, so it was automatically playing like the sound that comes out of my phone, and it kept jumping right to a video ad.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Peter Yan versus Merab. Butchered his last name. Chevelle.
Yeah, if you're a big UFC fan, go tune in.
No idea.
I'm not sure either. I don't know who the fighter is, but
Peter Yan 16-4. This other guy Merab is 15-4, so it should be a pretty good fight.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot of. I'm not a huge UFC. I watch the big fights, but I haven't been keeping up on like the.
Yeah,
besides the main event.
I usually watch main event or just the big cards, big names. So that's all I got. I think we covered obviously more. You guys mentioned more free agency stuff, and then not free agency, but like getting under the cap. And you touched on some golf. some NBA, March Madness. Obviously, we're going to cover that a lot more in the episode with our special guest. So that's all I got for now.
Yep. I don't have anything else. So thank you guys for tuning in to another
really
episode of TEW Confrontational. We couldn't do this stuff without you guys. So we appreciate all you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and then comment. I mean,
go comment.
We don't get a whole lot of comments or really likes, but I see people are watching. So you just want to post a comment and say, hey, what's up? Or post like a topic or anything, let us know. But other than that, thanks for tuning in to another episode of TEW Confrontational. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.